Hello Darts Nutz and welcome to Darts Review channel. So as you might have seen today, Mission have brought out their new integrated stem and flight system, the Force90, and didn't I say not too long ago that all the brands will be bringing out their own versions of the integrated all-in-one systems. Now these are available for £5.95. And there's three shapes. There's the standard number 2, standard number 6 and slim. They're available in three sizes: short, tweenie and medium, and three colours at present, which is black, white and clear. I've got the clear tweenie standard number 2, so let's check them out. So all the flights come in this cardboard packaging, and you can clearly see what they are, but it says on the top corner there, standard number 2 tweenie clear. So that is basically it. So I'll stick them on some darts and then we'll have a close look, and I'll just have a little quick compare. What have I got here? I've got some K-Flex, some Axe and some Fusion, so I'll just have a little comparison with them, I think. Right, so I've stuck them on some darts. As you can see on the bottom of the stem there, it's got the Mission logo, and it's always a little bit hard when you've got a clear flight like this, but it's got a kind of like a diamond shaped notch in the stem there, so obviously that might be helping to reduce the weight and also add a little bit of flexibility to it. But it's got the same gap on the thread section like it has on the Condor Axe. I think the Condor Axe are the ones that came out with that after they first released the Condor Axe, and lots of people were having them break when they hit the floor, so then they came out with that. I have to move the camera's in my way, I can't see what I'm doing. It's a little bit fiddly getting into the thread there, but very clear, see-through like it is on the other clear flights that we've seen, especially from Condor and what have you. And it's a standard shape flight, but it looks a slightly different shape to the normal standard. I don't know if it's my eyes or what, but it almost looks like it's a little bit uneven there. Could be just a trick of the light, it's a bit hard to be sure. See, that side looks, could be just a trick of the light, I don't know. Let's try it that way. I do have astigmatism, so sometimes it's a bit hard for me to see the straightness of some of the things. And this section here where you've got the bottom of the flight almost looks like as if the flight has been moulded onto the stem. There's like a little ridge there. At first I thought it was something that would come off, but it's actually part of the flight. You can probably see it better there. Almost looks like something stuck on, but there's a slight ridge, but it's not something that comes off, so probably just part of the moulding process. But I do like these clear flights, I don't know why, but they're just, I don't know, something nice about them. But in terms of the flexibility, it's a fairly stiff stem. The wings, I would say, maybe about the same as the others, the Axe and what have you, but I've got the K-Flex there, so I'll just do a quick check. The only problem is I haven't got exactly the same size. Yeah, stiffness, that's a short one though, so it's going to be stiffer anyway. In terms of the flexibility, there's not a lot of difference. The Force90 looks about the same thickness and what have you. And this is the Condor Axe wing slim, so again not a direct comparison, but definitely more flex in that. But because they're only like short wings, I'd say they feel a little bit stiffer on the wings, and the fusion, Winmore fusion. I don't have all my flights to hand because I've put everything in boxes. I'm trying to get this room sorted out and move to another room, but obviously the fusion is quite a flexy one, and I think the wings on the fusion are a little bit more flexy as well. So, as is often the case with these things, it's about how durable they are as much as anything, and like with everything, it's a case of trying it and see whether it suits you. But it has all the other features of all the moulded systems, perfect angles and what have you. I'll just wear them just for the sake of seeing what they weigh. But like I say, I haven't got anything to directly compare it to, so it's probably a case of looking over other reviews and seeing what the others weighed. 1.95, but they often seem to weigh around about the same, I think. So there's not a lot to tell between all these different moulded flight systems now. It's just some slightly different shape, and some have slightly different grooves and thicknesses and what have you. And maybe the materials are slightly different, so it's all about how durable they are, I think, for most people, like I mentioned. So that's something that they're probably not going to get a great deal to test in a short time, especially not with my elbow being iffy, but we'll just have a few throws. Right, I've got them on me trusty old Harrows Predators. I don't think I'll hit anything special because like I say, I'm just going to do 3 throws each time, and that'll be my 3 throws for the day. And it's going to be quite a while before my elbow is probably better, so it's going to be hard to get a real idea of the durability of these, and it's impossible to know that in a short video anyway. But normally I like to do an update at some point, but I'm probably just not going to get enough time to play with them, so not in any appreciable decent amount of time to be able to give you good feedback. Hey, got a treble. So if you get a set, it's always helpful if you post your comments in the video and let people know how you're getting on. I'll leave it there, but they seem to be flying through the air nice enough, but I didn't really think they'd be any different. But these are quite a stiff stem. I've still got the Bulls Union, and they've been flying quite well with my Predators. They do seem a little bit shorter setup, and that might suit these Predators more. I did get 2 180s with the Bulls Union, and like I say, it's probably I don't know, maybe about 5 or 6 mils shorter. But people were saying that the Bulls Union was stiff and they were breaking at the thread. Now, I haven't really had any dropouts or bounce outs with them, so maybe they will break, but because they were flying through the air quite nice for me, I didn't want to like do a test like smashing them against the floor or anything, because I wanted to see how they worked in normal conditions. But in terms of the flexibility, people were saying that they were breaking because they were too stiff. Now that is a lot more flexible than what these are, but the difference is these have got the little gap on the thread, and I think that little gap makes a big difference. So maybe Bulls will have to redo them and add a little gap, because that's what Condor Axe did. They broke when they first came out, and then they added the little gap, and it seemed to work. The only thing I have noticed with these is at the tops here, it goes to almost like a needle sharp point. So I think maybe the moulding could do with a little bit of refining just to get rid of that, because if you come back and smack yourself in the face like I used to, you'll end up with a cut. But just for the sake of it, and I don't normally like to do this because I normally like to test it under normal conditions first, but with my elbow being dodgy, it's going to be hard to do that. So I'm just going to drop them on the floor. Typical, landed on the point. And that one, it's probably because of the shape of these barrels. So that was a bit useless. So let's see then. Well, I've smashed them and they landed sideways, so they haven't broke. So one last test of the durability, and I'm going to put the camera on the floor so you can see it. I'm going to stand on the buggers. Right, I'm going to stomp on them, hold them down with my left foot, and I'm going to hit them with the heel of this foot. Looks as if they're still okay. Oh, I missed it. That's twice. Sounds like I broke something then. Let's have a look. I haven't broke it. All I've done is just flatten them. I've just flattened the wings out, that's all. Yeah. All I've done is flatten it and just a squeeze and it's gone back into shape. So there you go. Are these the strongest ones yet? Who knows? I guess just gonna have to play with them and see what happens. But that's the end of the video. Happy darting.